You're a lion now, so you'll never be alone.
Do you think Miranda would smear my name? She wrote a novel and I think I'm in it.
Please don't start talking about food, because some of us are hungry.
Come on, honey, show me something and work it.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored.
They say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere, I think. If you can make it on Howard's campus, you can make it anywhere.
Growing up, I love TV. Love TV, love movies, love everything about it, because it made me feel. It made me cry, it made me laugh. Like, these worlds were real to me. And so I was like, I wanna do that. I wanna do what they're doing to me, to others.
At Howard University really encouraged me to figure out who I was. It's my start, it's my professional start. And I gained so much confidence being able to not only tell my story, which is something that not a lot of people from Baltimore are gonna be able to do, but to get great feedback.
Your body and your soul knows what you're passionate about. And my mother told me recently, your purpose, your passion, your talent, it will come get you. You can try to run from it, but it will come get you.
I think the distinguishing factor between Howard University's Department of Theater Arts and other schools or conservatories of the theater is its curriculum and its faculty. There is no other institution like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the distinct honor to present to you our 2018 Commencement Convocation keynote speaker, Dr. Chadwick Boseman. As you just heard, he is a true son of Howard, and Dr. Boseman refined his extraordinary talents right here as an undergraduate student under the mentorship of many remarkable people who have passed through these halls. Dr. Boseman possesses all of the qualities that we embodied. And even when the lights are turned off and there are no cameras, those qualities continue to shine brightly. And so it is for this reason I'm pleased to introduce the commencement orator, Dr. Chadwick Boseman.
First, giving honor to the Creator and my ancestors on whose shoulders I stand. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose.
In my recollection, the great Chadwick Boseman is known as Chad. I remember seeing him with incense burning in his afro as he, walked around the campus. I think I knew then that he was special, but I didn't think he was special because so many people were special. Susan Kelechi Watson, Camila Forbes, these are culture bearers of our time. And he is also a culture bearer of our time. He was different because he was extremely diasporically curious and knowledgeable, as is seen even in his early works. His understanding of the Black aesthetic, the diasporic aesthetic, and how important it was to the way we tell each other stories about ourselves, and how important stories were to how we collectively self-identified. He knew his power quite early.
My name is Rebecca Celeste. I am an actress, a writer, a producer, a vet, Navy veteran. Yeah. My vision for myself was really, really simple. As I've mentioned, I love TV and I love film, so I just saw myself acting on screen. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to act on the big screen, on the little screen, all of them. I used to imagine myself as like the new Haitian American intern on Grey's Anatomy, you know, working under Meredith Grey and Yang and Bailey and Weber. I would see myself in these positions, in these roles, and I would deliver lines like they delivered the lines, or I would say them like I would say it. You know, I would see myself as a character in like The Secret Life of Bees or The Great Debaters with Denzel. It's just, I saw myself doing that right before I got into Howard. But Howard has opened my eyes to a lot more. My perspective is powerful. My voice is powerful. I don't have to be what society says I am. I don't have to play roles the way others have done it or the way others expect it to be played. Like, take Shakespeare.
Me can life be no commodity, the crown and comfort of my life, your favor. I do give lost, for I do feel it gone, but know not how it went. My second joy and first fruit of my body. From his presence I am barred like one infectious.
When I first did Shakespeare, I did it like this. You know, and I learned that that wasn't necessary. Bringing who I am to the role was good enough. Bringing myself to the role was the foundation to build on when it comes to creating a character. So like, I think that's what Howard gave me as far as being a Black actress.
With inverted tongue, from whence does fulfillment come? And I expel from this mortal shell, where I die for living.
This is Burgundy. Burgundy has been singing since she was a kid. But you wouldn't know that because she is busy being a TV star. This is Burgundy in the studio at 2 in the morning recording her music. Burgundy would like to give you a sneak peek.
I need you to tell me, 'cause my heart's on the line.
Stay tuned for more informational clips about Burgundy.
My name is Burgundy Baker. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I am an actress, singer, dancer, performer. It was a lot of struggle getting to my first major role. It wasn't like I graduated and went on an audition and got it, and no. After I left Howard, I went to Chicago because I was told it was a lot of new things happening in Chicago, plays and TV shows. And I didn't believe it because I was only told about New York and LA, either or. And I went to Chicago and I visited for a week and I saw plays and I saw Sin Space. I wrote by Sin Space, the studio lot. And I was like, okay, this could work. But you know, you can't just move and expect to just be in the know and be on the scene. So I had a lot of jobs. So I was miserable. So I was like, okay, well, I know I need to work. Let me get a job that is at least connected to my field. So again, when I was little, my mom put me in modeling lessons. She put me in modeling lessons at John Casablanca in Raleigh, North Carolina. I found out there was a John Casablanca in Chicago. So I'm like, okay, I've been here, I had lessons here, I know how they work. I could work here. It's close to my field. I won't be as miserable. I don't want to be a teacher, but at least I'll be teaching art. So I got the job at John Casablanca and really still miserable because, not doing what I want to do. So I'm just there trying to do my best and just be patient and figure out what's next. And someone comes by with a flyer saying they were having a showcase. And I knew some of my students would want to go. So I told some of the students that I knew would be good for it, that I thought were ready. And one of my students was really excited about going. So she paid the money to go, and she asked if I could give her extra lessons to prepare her to go. And I did. And of course, being from Howard, I think I went a little too hard on her, like my teachers did, because she was after 3 weeks, she was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And I'm like, okay. So she tells her mother she doesn't want to go. And her mom's like, it's already been paid for. I don't know, we can't get that money back. Her mom said, Burgundy, why don't you just go? And so I went, and it was agents and managers and producers there, and I was able to connect with a lot of people, and I got an agent. And after I got the agent, they sent me my first audition, which was for Empire. And it was a one-liner. It was really good. I was kind of upset because it was one line. But now that I think about it, that's good. I feel like your first opportunity should be something easy and soft so that you can soak up information and see how things happen and just watch the room and be in the room and not have too much to think about, So shortly after that, I got the audition from the Chi, and that's when everything changed. But I think I always knew that I wanted to be a performer ever since I was little. I think life throws a lot of things at you to make you feel like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know, but I stayed the course. And I think, when you stay the course, that just means that you deep down, you know it's gonna happen. So there was never really a switch for me, oh, now I wanna be a performer. It was always there, but when opportunity opened up, that's when I really, really kicked it up another notch. Timing is everything. When I got on the Chi, my goal was to become series regular. It wasn't offered. It was only 2 episodes were offered. And I was like, I really like this show. I really like the people. I really like this character. I'm gonna become a series regular. And I did all of season 1, and they didn't ask me to be a series regular. And then I went through all of season 2, and I'm watching throughout the season, other people are getting bumped up. New characters are being introduced and they're getting bumped up. And it was really, really, really hard to watch. And I never let go of the thought of being a series regular, but it became just something I was like, if it happens, it happens. I'm just gonna do my best. At this point, it's been almost 3 years. I'm just gonna do my best. And then the 3rd season came around, and I got a phone call saying, we've focused on the men season 1 and season 2, and we touched on a lot of topics, but we haven't touched on many topics about women. We haven't touched on the fact that there's so many girls missing. And so we need to touch on that topic. So we're gonna use you to do that. And it was such just a breath of relief. I'm like, all of my time and my patience and the effort that I put into this, finally I get to be a series regular. And I realized that if it had happened season 1 and season 2, I really don't know how it would have went. But because it happened specifically season 3, where they had already focused so much on men, they needed me in a way that they might not have needed me season 1 and season 2. It was like, we need to focus. We need to put all the focus on women because we haven't so far. And so the timing of it was perfect. Do I wish I was a series regular from the beginning? Absolutely. The numbers from season 1 and season 2 were crazy, and I wish I could have been a regular at that time. But season 3 shed light on something that the world really, really needed to see. And if I had to do it all over again, I would wait for that. But it was the timing. It was what the world needed at that time. The world might not have needed me season 1 and season 2. So I would say timing is everything. I would say Don't run from your passion. And I would say get an education. That doesn't always look like going to Howard and, staying for 4 years. But if you have to take lessons, if you have to take classes, if you have to study out of books, get an education, because you can get a job today and be gone tomorrow. But it's the people who really, really know what they're doing that last.
Having a place that is dedicated to the growth and development of the African diaspora through the study and practice of theater arts is imperative, because we are the embodiers. We teach people how to embody and to carry the narratives that define us. We are the people who make sure that the contributions that we make culturally are documented and fortified. Nobody else is doing that. There are 5 different major programs within the Department of Theater Arts. There's acting, dance, musical theater, theater arts administration, and technical theater. So it's difficult to respond to which particular philosophy is sort of primary in instilling in each of those very different disciplines within the umbrella of theater arts. I would say overarchingly, the pedagogical philosophy is that of sort of project-based learning. How can we right now provide the platforms that allow for leadership to emerge? So it's not leadership theoretically, like we really hope you learn some things and you go off and you do great things. It's like, where's your greatness right now? And how do we get it out of you now? And give you the opportunity to practice with it. I think that that is an overarching philosophy across all 5 programs. We're not creating artists who are necessarily preparing to enter the world as it is. We're creating artists and preparing artists to enter the field to be a part of its change.
This is an excerpt from Riot, The Beat of Freddie Gray, written by yours truly, Tyree Hope Davis. Hold on, you hearing that? Ooh. Ooh. Man, I never felt more alive. Yo, when this song drop right here, the people not gonna know what to do. You feel me? I feel me. See, because this is the perfect song to end my debut album. The R.A.P. rap sheet. Ooh! But this ain't no rap sheet. A collection of criminal records and cold cases and caged names made law-mocking constitutions. The rap sheet. Records of arrests and prosecutions. Nah, this is the R.A.P. rap sheet. When my story ain't reduced to codes and charges. When my homies ain't dropping quicker than singles and heartless poets ain't dispersing drama in verses but getting blessings, because that's what rebirth is. The R.A.P. rap sheet. Woo! Where black lives remain immortal in our memory. Because I'm alive on this earth. I hope you're hearing me. You feeling me? I'm feeling me. Ooh! And I hear him saying, go Freddie, go Freddie, go. Go Freddie, go Freddie, go. Go Freddie, go Freddie. I am Tyree Hope Davis. I am an actor, storyteller, poet, artistic activist. I am a recent BFA graduate of the Chadwick A. Boseman College of Fine Arts. What inspired me to write a play about Freddie Gray and the riots that took place in Baltimore were 3 different things, really. The first was I wanted to rekindle my relationship with my city, because growing up, when I was looking at colleges to go to, I was really looking at Howard as a place to run away from Baltimore rather than to run towards a goal that I had in mind. And there's a lot of negative stigma that is projected about Baltimore City and about my people. And so I wanted to challenge myself to look at my city in a more positive light and humanize the city and the people in there. And then the second was I wanted to correct history or correct people who weren't aware of what the real reason for the Baltimore riots were. April 2015, when the riots took place, everybody was seeing on their news clippings like the pictures of Freddie Gray, and then they saw our people like looting and rioting in the streets, but they didn't know the real depth that was under that. Like, we weren't just like ruthless savages just tearing up our streets for no reason. And then the third is when I was researching about the riots, about Freddie Gray and who he was, I realized that me and Freddie are very similar in our stories, and I could be victim to the same injustice that he fell victim of. And I think it's important to look at that and look and see, like, when I was 12 years old in the middle of that riot, the same thing could have happened to me that happened to 25-year-old Freddie Gray.
So before Howard, I was like, you know, I just want to create. I just want to create. It doesn't have to be specific to the community. I just want to write stories and create. After having certain professors, like Professor Hart, you know, she's one of the professors that showed me the importance of my voice as a Black woman that's not in the industry or rarely in the industry. I still think my responsibility is to stay true to me and who I am, and I'm Black. So I'm representing the community automatically, and things that I create will represent the community because I write and tell stories of what I know. So like, because it's what I know, it's gonna be created into something that represents the people who look like me, that represents my family who's not originally from here. So like, I don't want it to just be based or centered around race in order to represent the community. You know, it could be centered around the ups and downs of Love Jones, and that represents the community. It could be centered around the ups and downs of friendship, long-term friendship that has stood the test of time, that has been through trials and tribulations. You know, The Best Man, good movie. That represents the community, the Black community. It could be about, I don't know, the craziness of family around the holidays. There's plenty of movies like that. Almost Christmas, you know? So like, these things also represent us. If it's centered around anything other than race, it still represents us. So I have a responsibility to show all sides of us, everything that we are. And that's okay to do that, to just create from here. Because it's an automatic thing that you're representing them, and you're representing them well, because you're showing them in a different light.
I think the Department of Theater Arts and Howard University fulfill their mission, which is to prepare leaders who drive change and solve problems with their disciplines, very simply. How they go about doing that, their pedagogical practices and approaches vary. There's the typical education that you would expect on any university campus for sure, but there's a kind of learning of self that is also happening, a sort of supplemental education, aside from the practical and direct instruction that is received. And I also think that the environment is like a initiation. It's an environment of initiation. And you have to work to cross the line.
The best piece of advice that I received from a professor was, when you go out here into the world, remember that you are not just an actor, you are a Black actor. That really touched me because I look at the work that I'm doing now, like on this very, very Black television show, telling these Black stories, all of these Black people looking to you to represent for the culture. I get it. I get it. It's being an actor and being a Black actor is two totally different things. You have a totally different responsibility. You have a higher level of expectation. So that really prepped my mindset for where I am now. I had a little girl, I mean, she couldn't have been more than 8, come up to me and tell me, I love you, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you're not even supposed to be watching this show. But those are the types of experience that really hit home when you see a little Black girl and you know that she's watching you. That's what they meant when they said you are not just an actor, you are a Black actor.